If somebody is cast that she doesn't like, she's openly admitted that she poisons the whole cast against people.
Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled.
Blake Lively can't hold it in anymore. She has finally cracked and confessed. She poisoned the entire cast against her co-star. And let's be real, this isn't even shocking at this point. This is just what she does. She has done this with other actors too, but this time she messed with the wrong person. And now it's backfiring in a way she never saw coming. All her carefully built reputation, her entire Hollywood image is about to be trashed. And the way things are looking, she might never recover from this one. Because here's the thing, the internet never forgets. And while she's busy dealing with this lawsuit, the internet decided to do what it does best, dig up receipts. And oh, did they find something juicy? They pulled out a 2009 Glamour magazine interview, yep, a whole 16 years ago, where Blake Lively, in her own words, admitted to sabotaging a co-star. Back in the Gossip Girl days, Blake was dead set against Penn Badgley getting cast. She hated the idea. And what did she do? Instead of just dealing with it professionally, she went on a full-blown mission to turn the entire cast against him. And here's the crazy part, they actually listened to her. Imagine walking onto the set, knowing that the entire cast has been poisoned against you, not because you did anything wrong, but because Blake Lively decided she didn't like you. She did the same thing to Justin Baldoni.
This is a quote from her. She was initially upset that Penn Badgley, who became her future boyfriend, got hired for the role. She said in the magazine, quote, "At first I was so upset that they hired him, I actually poisoned the whole cast against him. But then they noticed that he wasn't a jerk and was actually really nice, charming person. Almost immediately I realized that too, but it took me about a week to admit it."
Yeah, Blake poisoned the cast against Penn because she didn't like him, but then started dating him. Oh yes, despite her tormenting him behind the scenes, they became an actual couple and stayed together for 3 years before it all fell apart. Do you know what's shocking? There are rumors that Blake also developed feelings for Justin. Maybe this whole drama is happening because Justin did not return her feelings as Penn did. And this isn't even the first time Blake has caused problems behind the scenes. She has a history of stirring up drama with co-stars, producers, and directors. The industry knows she's difficult to work with. Just look at what happened in 2022 at the Forbes Power Women Summit. She made it very clear that she was frustrated with the industry, complaining about how she was being seen as just an actress rather than a creative force. And listen, everyone wants creative input, but there's a difference between offering ideas and trying to take over the entire show.
I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
She even admitted that some filmmakers welcomed her ideas while others resented her.
And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, "We just hired you to be an actor."
And that brings us to It Ends With Us. The premiere was supposed to be a celebration, but instead, it turned into a complete disaster. When Justin Baldoni was asked whether he'd be returning for the sequel of It Starts With Us, instead of just saying yes or no, he basically threw shade, saying, "I think Blake Lively is ready to direct."
Right now, the ball is in Justin's court. His production team currently owns the rights to the follow-up book, It Starts With Us.
Would you be willing to entertain pulling double duty again in the future?
You're gonna have to ask me in a little while. I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
And then get this, the rest of the cast agreed with him. They all jumped in, hyping up Blake like she was the only one who mattered. It was embarrassing. That was supposed to be Justin's moment, but instead, it became all about her. And then, the accusations started rolling in. Suddenly, rumors started circulating that Justin Baldoni had been sued for being too touchy on set, making people uncomfortable.
Blake Lively is suing Justin Baldoni for her co-star and director for sexual harassment.
But here's where it gets really messy. When these allegations surfaced, not a single cast member stood by him. In fact, they unfollowed him on social media. Even Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, sided with Blake, and Blake didn't even read the book.
Okay, not gonna lie, this is probably the funniest part of what gets revealed in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit is that Blake Lively never even read It Ends With Us. She never read the book. She didn't read it. She has no idea, which is just hilarious that she fought so hard for it. And like, how stupid must Colleen Hoover feel right now, considering she blindly just took Blake Lively's side?
As of today, most of the cast is not following Justin on Instagram, and this morning, Colleen made her TikTok private.
And who was behind this? You already know. Blake Lively. She had so much influence over the cast that when she turned against Justin, they all turned against Justin. And she used that power to push forward her lawsuit against him. So, she poisoned the cast against Justin, hijacked the movie, took all the credit, filed a lawsuit against him, and then on the day of the premiere, she locked Justin and his family in the basement while Blake and Ryan Reynolds were front and center, posing with the rest of the cast like everything was fine. Now that's too much.
Justin is sharing photos as part of the countersuit that he filed against the Gossip Girl alum seeking $400 million of him, quote, being held with his family in the basement.
And let's pause for a second. How did no one question why the director of the movie wasn't there? How did no one care? Instead, they played along, acting all smiles, while Justin was being completely erased from his own film. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear about Jenny Slate. She played Justin's sister in the movie, and instead of standing up for him, she sided with Blake. She claimed that none of the allegations against Blake were true.
She instantly, when Blake Lively filed her complaint, did not mince words. She didn't try to make it seem like she wasn't picking a side. She strongly picked Blake Lively's side. This was a statement she released. She said, "As Blake Lively's castmate and friend, I voice my support as she takes action against those reported to have planned and carried out an attack on her reputation. Blake is a leader, loyal friend, and a trusted source of emotional support for me and so many who know and love her."
And here's the kicker. When Jenny was called to be a plaintiff in the case, she refused. But guess what? That refusal doesn't mean anything, because she's about to be subpoenaed.
But Jenny Slate allegedly does not want to be involved in this mess at all. And if she rejects their offer to be made an actual plaintiff in the case, which seems likely, they're likely going to subpoena her anyway and just include her testimony or her as evidence, because she allegedly has had some very bad experiences with Justin Baldoni in regard to harassment or being made to feel uncomfortable on set.
Whether she likes it or not, she's going to have to talk. And if she was lying to protect Blake, oh, it's about to get ugly. People are now calling Blake Lively a cancer in Hollywood, spreading toxicity and turning people against each other. But guess what? This time, it's her career that's on the chopping block. And once Hollywood decides they're done with you, you're done. She has a history of clashing with people, causing tension on set, and making everything about her. And now that the truth is finally coming out, it's hard to imagine any director or producer wanting to work with her again. But oh, trust me, this is far from over. More tea is about to spill, and when it does, Blake might not be able to recover. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is the kind of drama you don't want to miss.